Fantastic. I think what we'll do is come around front here. If we could have Sasha come on up. Make sure you get the recognition you deserve. And for the benefit of the individuals in the audience here, and of course the board, Sasha Anderson is a school nurse here with the district, and out of serendipity, circumstance, whatever the case may be, she happened to be in the same place that Shannon Huff, another school employee, school psychologist for the district, was experiencing cardiac arrest. And Sasha took it upon herself to engage and locate the defibrillator and intervene, which on all accounts basically saved another human being's life. And it's my pleasure. I wasn't here last year when this transpired, but I'm very happy to be able to present this certificate of commendation to you on behalf of the Board of Education and the entire district and community of Wisconsin Rapids. Thank you very much.
So when we awake, we never know what the trials our day may hold, but we know who holds the day. So each morning, commit your day to the Lord and ask Him to direct your path. God had a plan for Shannon to walk in my office the day of March 21st, and I am so grateful that I was in the right place at the right time to administer emergency care. Me and Shannon will have a bond for eternity. I love you.
Student rep here to give a student rep report, so we'll table it this month and move on to the minutes.
Okay, I would make a motion to approve the regular Board of Education meeting minutes of February 12, 2018.
Okay, we have motion second to approve the meeting minutes of the Board of Education meeting of February 12, 2018. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Minutes are approved.
John, back up to the student rep report. I would like to report that there's water in the pool.
Awesome.
They are doing the test of what is holding water, nothing leaking out, plus concrete has to absorb some water for it to cure properly and everything else. But Ron said, I talked to Ron yesterday, and that it's a pretty technical thing. They take 5-gallon buckets, set them around the pool, fill them up to the top, and then they figure out the evaporation rate and use that to calculate the evaporation rate of the pool to see if they're equal, then that means 100. It's got to be instead of 5 days. It'll be 5 days. Then they'll drain the pool and then
That's good.
They're going to fill it all the way up then?
it's already filled over. Part of the requirements that it's ready to be used.
Okay, commissioning.
But there's water in it.
That's good news.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, John. Next item is comments from citizens. Do we have anything? Okay. Move on to committee reports. On the business service first.
Yes, thank you, John. Business services on Monday, March 5th. We started our meeting at 6 o'clock and we did not have any public comments. Out of our meeting, we have 3% agenda items. Does anybody want anything called out? Hearing nothing, we'll go into the first one. Our first item was a purchase of a van for different things. The school has some vans, but most of all of our district vans are used for transportation of students on a daily basis and for the gifted and talented and other programs. So the district really has nothing for our small athletic teams or groups or staff groups to have transportation without doing the rental. So the committee recommends and I move that we propose the purchase of a Ford 10-passenger van at a cost of $25,716.50 for strategic motors to be recommended. Our second item we had on there was a purchase of food service point of service eligibility software, in-management software. We had a report from Lizzie about the software we're currently using in that it isn't working, it doesn't have the functionality that she's looking for. It also doesn't link to other reports that we have as far as for reduced lunch, free and reduced lunch, and that type of thing. And then in turn, it doesn't report back for the reports that she has to provide for the government. So they went out to bed on a process to get the updated software. They had three vendors: Heartland, Mealtime, which they currently have now, which basically has no functionality, and then Skyler. So the committee, after listening to her talking about the different things, they had a rubric set up of what they were looking for, and then they rated both software programs with it, or both vendors, and ultimately Skyler won on both the pricing as well as the functionality that we're looking for. So the committee recommends, and I move that we purchase the Skyward Food Service point of service and eligibility management software system beginning with the 2018-19 school year for a total first-year cost of $12,721, which includes software and training, and that would be recommended to the Board of Education. The subsequent cost after the training would be approximately $6,356 annually. We're currently paying $5,916 with meal. And the third item we had, Dan came forward with a group he's been using for multiple years, but the group is asking to have some certification and get the documentation for it. It's an investment group, and Dan has been using them because they've been giving us better returns on our money, on our investments than the other investment groups that we've used in the past. So a motion was made, and the committee recommends that we propose to use UBS certification and agreement of government-related entity for our investment vehicles. Secretary.
Okay, we have motion second to approve BS 1, 2, and 3. Can we have a roll call, please, Maureen?
Mrs. Hett?
Yes.
Mrs. Rayle?
Yes.
Mr. Krings?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Bembo?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina?
Yes.
And then the balance of our report was an update on some purchases and with some Apple computer iPads for the virtual school program purchase. And with that, I submit the balance of our minutes.
We have motion second to approve the meeting minutes of the Business Service Committee of March 5th, 2008. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Thank you, John. Next, we'll move into personnel. Sandy.
Personnel Services Committee met March 5th. From that meeting, we had no public comment. And from that meeting, we have 5 consent agenda items, and they are as follows. The committee recommends that I move to approve the 4 support staff appointments. 2, the committee recommends that I move to approve the 1 support staff resignation. 3, the committee recommends and I move to approve the 1 support staff early retirement. 4th, the committee recommends and I move to approve the 1 support staff retirement. And 5th, the committee recommends and I move to approve the professional staff early retirement request, including participation in the early retirement health benefits as currently outlined in the district's professional staff employee handbook. And out of those 5 professionals that are retiring, we have 155 years of experience that we're losing in 5 individuals. Does anybody want anything held out? I'll second that.
Okay, we have motion second to approve PS 1 through PS 5. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
And then we had an update on the employee assistant program, the activity and utilization. This is paid on an annual fee. It's based on our number of employees that we have. This helps our health insurance utilization. And all employees can have this benefit even though they don't take our insurance. And that report had things like our primary presenting problem, what type of clients that we had, who they were referred by, and the closing recommendations. I don't know if you got this summary in your packet. Okay. And with that, I move that the minutes be approved as printed. Second that.
Motion is second to approve the meeting minutes of the Personnel Services Committee of March 5th, 2018. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Minutes are approved. Thank you, Sandy. We'll go on to educational services. Hannah.
Thanks, John. Educational Services also met on March 5th, 2018, and we had no public comment as well. We have 3 consent agenda items. Does anyone want any of those held out? Okay, the first one was on our music curriculum, and Ms. Kathy Stebbins-Hintz, our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, introduced Ms. Jean Olson, who's the CII Subcommittee Chairperson for Music, along with members of the Music Committee, Amy Heitzman, Abigail Kriza, Ginger Martin, Jeannie Olson, Julie Stoffel, and Amy Ulrich. The group shared and explained the proposed music curriculum. Members of the department met with Wendy Barden, a music consultant with over 40 years of education and administrative experience, to help begin the process of developing the curriculum. To complete the curriculum, the group utilized state and national standards, as well as research on best practice in music. Essential questions, grade level benchmarks, and assessments were shared. Ginger Martin facilitated a music lesson that the board members participated in.
Good thing the camera wasn't really.
I know, including singing. So John and I are very glad we didn't have the cameras going that night. The committee recommends, and I will move, to recommend adoption of the proposed music curriculum beginning with the 2018-19 school year. We then went on to discuss the CISA 5 contract, and Mr. Matt Green, Director of Pupil Services, and Ms. Stebbins-Hintz reviewed the CISA 5 contract for the 2018-19 school year. The majority of the expenses for the Wood County Alternative School and Special Education Services. Craig Boren, superintendent, indicated he had reviewed the contract and didn't feel anything could be eliminated to save on expenses. And the amount of that contract is $274,400.79. Then we went on to discuss the WRPS virtual school, and Mr. Ryan Christensen, virtual school principal, introduced a proposal that would have the district establish a new school entity in the Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools for the purpose of adjusting the organizational structure of the WRPS virtual program. Because of district restructuring beginning with the 2018-19 school year, it would be beneficial to have the district establish a single school entity to track the enrollments of all virtual students in grades 4K through grade 8. The name selected for the new entity will be shared with board members after it is selected. And we're all waiting with bated breath to hear what that is. So the motion was made, and to approve the district established a single school entity to track the enrollment of all virtual students in grades 4K through grade 8. Students attending virtually in grades 9 through 12 would be enrolled and tracked at Lincoln High School. So with that, the committee recommends, and I move that we approve ES1, ES2, and ES3.
Okay, we have motion second to approve ES1 through 3. Have roll call, please.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Rail?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mrs. Head?
Yes.
Mr. Krings?
Yes.
Mr. Beville?
Yes.
Thank you, Rick.
Okay, then we went on to updates. Our first update was post-secondary credit options, and Kathy explained that beginning in July of 2018, youth options and course options will no longer exist. She explained how the early college credit program and Start College Now. The early college credit program is for four-year schools, and the Start College Now will be for two-year schools. Is that just technical schools, Kathy?
Just technical
Yeah,
for Start College
okay. And they will replace the youth options and course options. Information is still being shared by DPI on changes for the programs. An update was also provided on the current number of students enrolled in course options. And with that, the committee recommends, and I move that we accept the balance of the consent, the agenda.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes of the Educational Service Committee meeting of March 5th, 2018. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, minutes are approved. Thank you, Ann. We move on to agenda referrals and information requests. Have anything this month? Okay, legislative agenda. What you got, John?
Well, we got a couple things. One, the governor is going to sign in, whether it's an election year thing or not, but he's going to sign in the law tomorrow, the bill increasing sparsity aid and low revenue ceiling. So the bill will increase payments to school districts eligible for sparsity aid from 300 per pupil to 400 beginning in the 18-19 school year. The bill also increases the low revenue ceiling from 9,100 per pupil to 9,400 per pupil beginning in the 18-19 school year, and increases revenue ceiling by 100 per pupil each school year after that until it reaches 9,800 per pupil in the 22-23 school year. Then there's a raft. I'm going to try to go scroll through my screen here. I printed it off. There's numerous K-12 related bills that will still be passed on March 20th. I'll just kind of quickly run through them. AB 111 is relating to threats using a dangerous weapon on school property to injure or kill a person and providing a criminal penalty. Is this kind of similar to what happened with the young lady falsely calling in a
Yes.
threat at our school?
Yes, and if it is actually in practice as it reads, then if that would happen again after that is passed, she has a potential of facing a felony charge rather than disorderly conduct.
Currently, it's a loophole in the system that isn't the same felony charge as that actually one. Second one, that's going up to AB 477 relating to supplemental aid for school districts in large area. This bill repeals DPI administrative rules for supplemental aid. The next one is relating to suspending and expelling a pupil for possession of a firearm in school. EB 300 is relating to providing information about mandatory pupil examinations. EB 65 relating to grants to school districts that employ an armed school safety officer, furnishing, purchasing, or possessing a firearm for a person who is prohibited from possessing a firearm, mandatory minimum sentences for individuals who commit certain firearm violations, and providing criminal penalties. This is under the bills that WASB is monitoring. They oppose the information about mandatory pupil examinations. And they supported the 111-477-96. So AB 71 relates to inventory of pupil data. And that's not a lot of detail about what that means and what that is, other than study and community of school data. AB 72 relates to responsibility of the state superintendent related to privacy and security of pupil data. AB 304 is relating to allowing a pupil's parent or guardian to opt out of certain statewide examinations, which probably already can.
Sure.
This bill requires a school board upon request for a parent or guardian to excuse a pupil enrolled in any grade 3 through 12 from taking examinations required under state law.
It's any grade versus the primarily tested grades 4th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th.
Is that opt-out still going to be counting against the district?
It's unclear. It's not in the report card currently. It's not tallied in the report card, but it's not necessarily clear because that's based on our ESSA, formerly No Child Left Behind waiver, and requirements around what is in that report card, what we can and can't report, and so forth is approved actually at the federal level. So as it stands, federally, opt-outs do impact us, but on our state report card, this last iteration, it was not included.
Should be. That's the way it should be. AB 488 relating to access to pupil assessments that are required to be administered by school boards, operators of independent charter schools, private schools participating in the parental choice program, and repealing rules related to accessing pupil assessments. This bill requires a DPI to make available upon request practice examinations of sample items. Current law enacted these exams were administered on paper and pencil format. Requires a DPI to adapt and administer rules allow a person to view these tests. Must be online. AB 804 relating to merit scholarships of certain University of Wisconsin system students and making an appropriation. The bill required the system board of regents to award merit-based annual $5,000 scholarships in each of the next 5 years to students enrolled in 2 or 4-year UW systems who have graduated from an in-state school and have been granted a high school diploma administered by an in-state home-based private education program. Student merits is based on performance on a standardized college entrance exam, applicable cumulative high school grade point averages. The next one is AB 843 relating to open enrollment and repealing outdated or expiring reporting requirements in tuberculosis screenings. Does that affect you at all with our third party? AB 872 relating to career and technical education incentive grants for school districts and completion awards for students and making an appropriation. This bill creates an incentive grant program for school districts that provide training for certain public safety occupations, i.e. firefighters, emergency medical responders, and provides completion awards for students who complete these programs. Many of these don't say if there's any funding behind them. So, AB 907 relating to continuing education and prescribing controlled substances for certain healthcare practitioners. This basically is doing training of psychiatric nurses and materials, social services, handling substance abuse-related cases, etc. It's a omnibus bill makes a number of modifications to current law, including requiring each school board to incorporate drug abuse awareness and prevention in its health instructional program. Current law already requires school boards to provide instruction about the effects of controlled substances and alcohol in the human system, subject to parental option. Current law also requires school boards to provide instructions to pupils on the relationship between highway safety and controlled substances, and the relationship between youth suicide and controlled substances. References to controlled substances in these requirements would include prescription drugs included in the Uniform Controlled Substances Act. And the last one is AJR 100, relating to encouraging the use of television and white space technology to increase access to the internet. So Wadley says they have a bill tracker online you can look at various bills. We don't know if any of these will be looked at by March 20th. They could possibly be. But that's meeting tomorrow.
What about ED 307, construction bidding?
That's done.
That's done.
It's not going to pass.
Then there's the last part of it is that legislative session to address school safety appears increasingly likely. Craig had provided us information in our packet in regards to that, what Tony Evers had proposed to the legislature as far as what he seems as absolute needs to help our schools for this type of thing. And it looks like they are going to be looking into it or seriously taking it up. And then the last thing is the Blue Ribbon Commission meeting in La Crosse is scheduled for March 19th. And Greg also provided us different meeting locations for that commission. Ironically, nothing in central Wisconsin. Nothing close. And La Crosse is the closest. That
Sounds like there's enough left. So we can move on to bills.
Okay, I would make a motion that the receipts be noted and the bills be paid as printed.
second.
Okay, we have motion seconded. Receipts be noted and bills paid as printed. We have roll call, please, Maureen.
Mr. Bembo?
Yes.
Mrs. Head?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Krings?
Yes.
Mrs. Medina?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Rayom?
Yes.
Just to point out that we had over $6,000 of the rebates on this. And they sold old equipment on the Wisconsin auction site for like $877. So good job.
Now we're scrapping a lot of stuff out, making room, so.
Has it become easier to get rid of materials? I mean, everybody's got smartphones and there's these apps that, take a picture and put it up for sale. Has that made things easier?
We put it on the Wisconsin surplus online, so it's mostly school districts. Like right now, we have a big old scrubbing machine from Lincoln we haven't used for, I think, 15 years, so you don't know what it's going to go for. There might be somebody out there with that same model looking for parts, or, it hasn't ran for over 10 years, but it's surprising how much, like this was one of them we had, I think went for like $800, was an old pressure washer that only ran part of the time.
Once they become obsolete, the parts are in that.
Oh, exactly.
So-
Yeah. We have a lot of equipment that's kind of getting to that period where you can't get parts for it. But it's of value to some people who have other used equipment. And we've tried to buy stuff on there too, but a lot of times stuff goes pretty high on the website. So, yeah.
Thanks, Ed.
You bet.
Okay, we can move into new business then. Possible action on employee appointments, resignations, retirement requests.
And we do have one prepared for you there, and it is a request to approve an administrative retirement for Mr. Paul Mann, who served as Woodside principal for many years. We'll be happy that I would give you a number. Paul is, well, as I said in the board commentary and an email that he responded to after having read it, he was appreciative of the commentary, but he's one of the principals, and clearly being new to the district, you hear things about people, good and bad. One of the principals that I've heard at least a half a dozen times in not a very long period, that he's the guy that's there for the principal, for the kids, that everybody knows he's really there for the kids, and I've heard that from kids, and I've heard that from parents, and I've heard that from staff. And
I agree with that, by the way. Having 3 children in that school,
Sure.
one currently a 5-year-old, yes, he is always for the kids. And I've got, every one of those kids has special needs, so he's always been very active for them, and I really appreciate that.
and a top-notch quality human being, but everybody has an end to their career, and this is Paul's time. We respect that, and we'll, upon approval, engage in a process to fill his position, much like what I outlined for Margie's position at BEAD, which was approved last month. So we are losing 2 longtime administrators and employees of the district that have bigger and better things to do after retirement. So
Well, in retirement,
absolutely.
you choose to fill.
Make a motion to approve the administrator early retirement request of Paul Mann effective June 14th, 2020.
Yeah, a motion is second to approve the administrator early retirement request of Paul Mann effective June 14th, 2018. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. What's left is our calendar. I see there's a student wellness committee meeting on the 21st. Spring break is coming up the week of the 26th. Looks like on April 2nd, there